So this is me. I look happy, right? I am. I'm genuinely happy, but not always. These breakdowns happen for a while. They mostly came on after I get home from work, but sometimes they came out of nowhere. I could be out with friends having a great day and still come home and break. It was scary, because I didn't know who I was becoming. I guess it kind of started after I graduated high school and decided to take a gap year. I didn't see much of a future for myself. And quite frankly, the thought of college scared the shit out of me. I lost touch with all of my friends. Well, people I thought were my friends. And maybe they were once, but honestly, I felt like they all hated me. That I was just some nuisance they had to put up with because they felt sorry for me or something. But I digress. It's just, I can't think of any specific tragic event that sparked this fire. And the thing I learned was, there doesn't have to be. Depression can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. Some seasonal, some permanent. Every case is different. And while some cases may be more severe than others, no one's depression is worse than another's. And that's another important thing I learned. People tend to minimize other people's feelings because they think, well, other people have it worse. And situation-wise, yes, other people do have it worse. I'm not a victim of abuse or a starving child living in poverty, but in my head, in every person's head with depression, no one has it worse. Every person living with a mental illness is living in their own personal hell. And that's the thing. Depression is customized to each individual person, and that's what makes it so awful. So where did I learn all of this? Good question. Let's go back to my 6th consecutive breakdown that week. When my roommate found me crying again, we both agreed I couldn't keep living like this. He suggested I start going to a therapist, but I couldn't do it. I didn't want to admit that I needed help. I was stronger than that. And besides, only crazy people see therapists, and I was definitely not crazy, right? So a few more weeks passed by this way, and I noticed my roommate was starting to get upset as well. When I walked in on him crying, was when I finally decided to admit that I did need help. I was starting to hurt the people around me. We worked together to find me a psychiatrist. I met with my psychiatrist a few times before getting prescribed medicine.
Let me know if you start to experience any side effects like nausea, migraines, dizziness. If any of that happens, we need to get you on a different medication right away.
All right. Thanks.
So I started taking the medication every day as directed. No skips, no more and no less than what I was instructed. But I did start experiencing side effects, migraine specifically. I stopped taking the medicine, but I kept filling the prescription. I was embarrassed to tell my psychiatrist the truth, so I kept it my secret. But as each day passed, my depression was getting increasingly worse. I felt hopeless, like the world was working against me. I couldn't understand or find a reason as to why I was living in this world. What's the point? We're all going to die anyway. I felt alone and scared and mad and upset and every emotion opposite of happiness all at once. I needed my brain to stop, even if just for a moment. I wasn't trying to kill myself. I wanted to feel the pain. I wanted to feel it on the outside instead of on the inside. But then I thought, what if I did kill myself? The pain would stop forever. I wanted everything to stop forever.
Ugly little feelings crawl inside my head. California king-size bed. What ifs and the should haves, they start to eat my brain. The shadow of my youth has made the sun go black again.
I don't remember anything after that until I was admitted into the mental hospital. It's pretty scary having a chunk of my time permanently missing from your memory. These look dirty.
I assure you they're clean.
Great. As much as I hated being there, I really learned a lot. I learned more about depression and the way it affects people. I learned ways to cope when I start feeling bad. Most importantly, I learned that I wasn't alone in this. So once I was released from the hospital, I went back to see my psychiatrist. I was prescribed some new and ultimately better medication. The world around me seemed brighter and more colorful than it had ever been before. I made a real friend in that hospital. We became very close and a support for each other. I learned that depression is a part of me, but it's not who I am. I learned how to cope with it and keep it under control. Depression isn't something anyone should be ashamed of or feel that they need to hide. We all need to work together to end the stigma around mental illnesses. Medication and seeking help doesn't make you weak, and it doesn't dull your shine. I used to think that depression was a villain working against me, and I needed a hero to save me from myself. But after going through what I did, I learned the only person who can save me is me. We're all our own heroes. I am my own hero.
Here I am, I feel numb.